Your most valuable asset is going to be the team that you build around, because that's the thing that people have the hardest time trying to duplicate and repeat themselves. Recruiting and building an all-star team is one of the biggest challenges a leader can face. Nothing affects your company's growth and culture more than the people you hire and retain. And this is something that you guys know that I'm a firm believer in. Competitors can easily imitate your products. It happens to me all the time. Services or process, but they can never duplicate your team or how you care for and manage your people. And that's an absolute fact. Your most valuable asset is going to be the team that you build around, because that's the thing that people have the hardest time trying to duplicate and repeat themselves. So without having that team in place, it's very difficult for you to be able to get the results that you could get if you have members that are trained on the technology that you guys have mastered along the way. So some businesses get hiring right, while most others get it wrong. In fact, a McKinsey and Company study found that 82% of companies don't believe they recruit highly talented people, and that only 7% think they can retain those executives. So I think I talked to you guys about this many times, that you have to be willing to go through the process of hiring people, because many times you're going to bring people on board that are not going to provide enough value to your organization to warrant keeping them on board. And that's all the part of it's all the part that of actually what it is to build an organization of people. So you have to hire fast and fire fast. Along the way, you're going to be able to accumulate those guys that are going to be able to help you get more results. I can tell you that I myself have felt lucky because I found some great talent. And also, as you build your organization and you get those talented people that are going to provide value to you along the way, there's something about the culture of a company that is contagious. When you see other people that are dedicated, providing value, and constantly working on making themselves better, then you have an organization of people that gets the best out of people. I have some people in my organization that they wouldn't be as valuable in other places as they are here. Have you guys heard about there's I guess on the subject of sports, they talk about this quite a bit. Sometimes when you are a part of a great organization, like let me give you the example of the one and only Mr. Tom Brady. He's a New England Patriots. He's been a quarterback for like the better part of 20 years now, I believe. And he is one of the greatest quarterbacks. Obviously, this is something that is debatable, but he's won more championships than any other quarterback in history, right? I don't know if it's Terry Bradshaw or some other guy, but this guy is like way up there. They talk about what his presence and his team around him creates for other team players. There are people that go to New England and they become part of the organization and they become superstars within the organization. But once they get out, they are not the same. There was a quarterback. I don't know if any of you guys are football fans, but this guy, when Tom Brady injured his ankle on the first game of a season about 4 years ago, maybe even more, I don't know, lost track of time a little bit. But this guy stepped in as a backup and he became a superstar. He drove the team to the playoffs. They actually won a game in the playoffs and they did pretty good. Forgot his name right now, Casey something. Eventually went to the Kansas City Chiefs, and guess what happened? He was not 20% of what he was when he was a part of the New England Patriots. Why? It's all about the culture. It's all about the system. So if you have a system in place to make somebody else valuable and more effective and more valuable, the value of that individual goes up dramatically because of what they are a part of. The organization makes that person better than what they actually would be if they were working on another company or working by themselves. There's a lot of talent in my organization, and I'm including myself, that always pushes themselves towards higher and higher levels just because we are part of a great group of people and we want to be better and want to provide more value to the group of people that we belong to. And that's the beauty of having a great, solid organization with systems, with policy, with structure, with delivery, with results, with quality, with all these other things that are important for us to be able to protect an organization from other things that other companies suffer. So what do we do as part of this process? We want to standardize the hiring process. We want to have a standardized process essential to your business, efficiency and success, and hiring. This is like absolutely a must. When deciding your hiring process, you can create a scorecard for every role you are looking to fill. On the scorecard, you can detail the skills and competencies required to succeed in each role and what constitutes an exceptional team member. So you want to standardize your hiring process by doing the following. You want to look carefully at the moment of time candidates will be interviewed, the questions that will be asked, and the content of any test that will be required to pass. Also, be sure to include a description of how each role should mesh with the company's culture, mission, and core values. When designed properly, standardized hiring and interview process should lead to exceptional hiring decisions. After we determine what position that we need, right? Like one thing that we do, and I'll give you a breakdown here on the wall for a second, just to give you guys an overview. We talked about this before, but there are certain positions that are more important than others. If you are just one-man show, or maybe it's you and your husband, you and your wife, you and an employee that has been with you for several years, the first thing that you want to do is you want to figure out what are the positions that you need to have in your organization that are going to help you scale to the next level. First things first, right? So one of those positions is going to be media buyer. What we call a media buyer, it's also a Facebook advertiser, a social media marketer, a person in charge of creating ads and getting them seen by as many people as possible. So you want to have a media buyer. That's an absolute must as a part of your organization, especially because you guys are trying to advertise. Also because social media platforms are no longer platforms to be able to go viral without advertising. You need to have advertising as part of your strategy. So you need to have a media buyer. This person can have different areas that they can focus on and learn. For example, ManyChat. Why is that part of a media buyer? Because you want to generate subscribers into your ManyChat. You want to do ninja strategies like generate subscribers on Messenger, like get phone numbers, get emails. And that's all part of the media buyer world. You need a ninja, somebody that's really good on this world. Now, how do you train that person? Well, anybody that's here on this call, you guys are Facebook Master students. You have access to a lot of training. You have training if you're an Amazon seller on Catapult. Some of you guys do. You have things that you can give these people to get them trained and ready for them to be able to help your organization. So you got to give them training. You cannot just expect them to come in your organization and be incredible, valuable members. You guys know the story. Some of the people in my organization, I have one of my copywriters, some of them, one example, his name is Jesus. You guys might have seen him around in some pictures. He's on the videos, sometimes in the agency. Has a big beard, right? This guy was a truck driver. He used to drive diesel truck and go all over the United States, and that was his job. And now he's a copywriter for a fast-moving, fast-paced marketing agency. Also, people like Jonald. He's here on the call with us. Jonald was a Japanese chef. He was then a customer service rep for a company like AT&T. These guys were not experts. I made them expert. They dedicated themselves to learning the platform and getting good at it, and now they became experts. So all you want to do is know what you want, and that way, when they come in, you got to give them specific training and say, hey, I want you to study module 11. Show me what you learned by building me a flow. All right. Send me a test broadcast. Do that. Okay. So ManyChat, you want to get them through the Facebook Ads Manager training, Facebook Business Manager. You want to do, you want to show them the basics of advertising on social media. For example, one thing that you could do is that you can have them study right away module 6 and module 7 of the Facebook Masters. These are modules. Right, because module 6 is going to show them about targeting. Module 7 is going to show them about how to create ads, the ad creative process. And this is basically like how do you jumpstart it? Okay, study module 6, module 7, module 11, and let's go, right? And you can get those things started right away. So you train a media buyer very fast by doing these things right here. And right away, you're going to know if they can produce any value. If you see them getting excited about it, like some of you guys got excited when you started learning about my content, if you see them getting all into creativity and getting things produced and just getting creative, then you know you found something special and you want to keep on building on that. And just eventually you want to let go more and more of the reins and let them do their thing. Media buyer, all right? There's something called the community manager, all right? This is very important for the people that are already, they have their own social media organic content strategy. And you want to have that in place because a community manager, as an advertiser gets a lot of attention, they are going to be answering all the comments that are coming from this world over here, the community manager. So that's somebody that you want to have in place. In the meantime, you can have the same person do both things. Now, this is the thing. Sometimes if you hire somebody from the Philippines, for example, they don't always have perfect English because English is not their first language. So you got to know that you're going to have to approve what they're posting out there because otherwise you might have some errors. Right now, there's people that I trust. Like, for example, Rain. She's always in the call here, right? She's been with me for years. I trust her 100%. I allow her to go in there and manage my community. At the beginning, I didn't know her yet. So you got to build that relationship along the way, and you got to know if the guys are good or not at being able to deliver based on your own standard. Again, sometimes it's hit or miss. Sometimes you're going to have to get through 5 people, 6 people before you get somebody valuable that's going to help you in your organization, especially if you hire people from overseas. All right. Just because handling an organization of people at a distance is a little bit of a greater challenge than handling it locally. So we got to keep that in mind. Another area that you want to focus on is your content manager. All right. And of course, all of those things inside of it, you can have many divisions, right? You can have many areas that you want to pay attention to along the way and just build, right? For example, you'll have a video editor, you have a graphics designer, you have a, social media, a person that is posting the content or maybe repurposing content. So they can have all that, but for now, you can have a content manager. This is basically like a person that has some skill at creating content. They can look at your videos. They can look at your existing content, your articles. They can look at competitors and get creative and put some things together. They do images, which are also called graphics. They do videos. They can turn videos into articles. And the job of this organization department here, this content manager team, is that they need to keep the social media channels alive. They need to get Facebook page active, Instagram profile needs to get a lot of content on it. You need to get stories going on. You need to get stories on Facebook and Instagram. You need to get email set up. You need to messenger broadcast announcements. This is your content team. They are spreading the word actively. And what you do is that you can measure this person. You can put a statistic of number of posts, emails, messenger broadcasts, SMS, to give you an idea, right? The more that they do, the more you're going to be able to grow your business. This goes hand in hand. Any organization, if you measure the growth of the company, you're going to see that gross income is going to be hand in hand with posts across social media and distribution of those posts. People sometimes take this for granted and they don't understand the importance of it. The content manager team, it's very essential because then these guys right here, they are going to be feeding consistently great content for the media buyer team to be able to advertise and get more attention into their funnels. These guys' job is sales. They are measured by how many sales they can get of a product, how many website visitors, how many human beings, how many eyeballs they capture. That's their job. These guys right here is post. How many publications, how professional they make the brand look, how big they make us look, how many videos are they posting, images, how much are they doing every day, how much activity. So you see it's different areas right here. These guys right here, community manager, they're measured by the number of comments they engage with, communications they answer. All right. I have that. For example, Rain manages a lot of the people in the customer service team and everything else that we do. We have a challenge going on for Dr. Berg. Maybe you guys have heard about it or have seen it. In a matter of 5 days, we've generated about 30,000 new phone numbers. Listen to this. All right. We have generated 30,000 new cell phone numbers that we got people opting into this new challenge. So she's answering about 300 text messages a day of people that have questions. So she's going to be measured based on that, how much communication back she gives to these people. All right. So this is an overview. These 3 areas right here, guys, this is a internet social media team. All right. A media buyer, a communication manager, a content manager.